Hi. Sorry. This is Tamiko. I do this automatic recording thing through YouTube. It's just easier. I don't know if it's considered a live. Whatever. Um, what I want to talk about today is the lives of two very different 11-year-olds. Okay. There was an 11-year-old boy. He was black. In Florida, I believe. He refused to say the Pledge of Allegiance. For that, he got arrested. Um, he went back and forth with the substitute teacher. She said something so stupid like, well, why don't you leave or why don't you move? How the hell can an 11-year-old move? That's just dumb as hell. Um, and she said that if she felt like she wasn't welcomed in this country, that she would leave. Um, Once again, how can he leave? How can he move to another state, another county, let alone another country? That was just a dumb statement made by an alleged adult. Because she does not sound like she's grown up. Um, but he got arrested for not wanting to say the Pledge of Allegiance because he thought that it was racist. That's his feeling. And he should not have to be forced to say the Pledge of Allegiance. On the other hand, here in Virginia, an 11-year-old girl, white, she made up a story about being kidnapped. She lied. And over the weekend, the police, the authorities, they spent money and used resources trying to, solve the crime of this girl's kidnapping. When, come to find out, she made the whole thing up. Now, she was not arrested. They are, last I heard, I need to double check the news, but last I heard, they were contemplating, they were not sure whether or not to charge her or, charge her parents. She pretty much, she hasn't gotten in trouble. Now, I'm trying to weigh the two different situations. They're both 11 years old. One arrested for not saying the Pledge of Allegiance. One not arrested. Now, I'm not saying you should arrest an 11-year-old, but one not arrested for faking a kidnapping and using valuable resources. I know it's two different states, Florida and Virginia, but I would think that all the way around, any state that you go to, if you report a false crime or make a false report, that you have to suffer consequences. And like I said, I have to double check, but as of late, the girl has not even had a slap on the wrist. And I'm baffled by that. It's unfair. It's very lopsided. And sorry, I have dry lips. It's unbelievable, the world we live in, and the contradiction. I mean, just one on the spectrum. It's like they're so different, and the punishments were so different. It was crisscrossed. And like I said, I don't want the 11-year-old girl to be arrested, but she should be, you know, um, she's feel some kind of consequences for making a false report, because that is not legal. That's going against the law. Refusing to say the Pledge of Allegiance is not illegal. But that's the world we live in. And once again, I hate bringing race into it, because they're both babies. They're both children, 11 years old. Where my issue is, it lies with the adults in the situation. That young man's, that little boy's teacher should not have been so stupid and ignorant to say, well, why don't you move? That's not what an adult tells an 11-year-old when they refuse to say the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever. And when the little girl made a false report, you don't let her slide and consider consequences and consider some sort of punishment. Because what's going to happen is, if you don't teach her that it was wrong, then years down the road, she's going to accuse someone again for not doing anything. But she's going to say that they did, and people are going to believe her, and then she's going to make it, hard for people who really go through kidnapping and any kind of wrongdoing against them. So she should learn the lesson now as an 11-year-old, that you do not lie. Because I don't want in 10 or 15 years her to accuse someone of a horrendous crime, and they go to prison and they did nothing to her. It just shows the injustice, the ridiculousness of what, I don't know, I'm so flabbergasted. It just goes to show how quick adults are wanting to go after anyone who says no. Like, they were so quick to jump on this little boy, but not quick to jump on this girl. And like I said, I don't know the full case. So what if they were looking for someone, and what if they found someone in whatever kind of car, and that person would be innocent? They wouldn't have even known anything about this girl, let alone would have kidnapped her. It's just, it's a matter of teaching a child not to lie. I don't care if they want attention. Mom and dad need to handle that if it's an attention problem. But it's ridiculous, and it's so absurd, the drastic ends of the spectrum. These two, both 11-year-olds, their experience. And I can't wrap my head around arresting an 11-year-old. I cannot, for not saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And the non-consequence action of someone faking a kidnapping, using the county's resources, making people worried, and it kills my brain, it kills my heart, trying to understand this. And maybe I shouldn't even try to understand it. Maybe I should just see it for what it is, injustice, and keep fighting against that machine. Yeah, because I'm I'm at a loss for words, as you can tell. But yeah, that's just my take on these two different 11-year-olds, and it's the ridiculousness of their situations. That's it. Okay. I only have like 3 subscribers. If so I don't even think anyone's gonna watch this. But if you do, just think about, just keep it in mind and keep your eyes open for injustice and crimes. How uneven these crimes are, alleged crimes. Everything is alleged. Just think about it. Keep your eyes open for injustice. I mean, it's so rampant that it's crazy, and we should not have injustice. Everyone has rights. Everyone has rights. Everyone deserves dignity, respect. Now, my last video was talking about not respecting your elders. That's, like I said, a different video. But a child should not be arrested. Not for something like refusing the Pledge of Allegiance. That is just ridiculous. That is insane to me. And shame on them. Shame on the adults in the situation. And that's all. I'm gonna go. Have a nice day. Blessings to all.